we go. Why is the quality so bad? That's better. All right, we're good then. Should be live. All right. Check audio's good. All right. Check audio's good. Audio's good. I think we're all right. All right. Hello. Welcome to my dev stream. Um, Many of you may know me as Beefy. I made Roblox videos for a long time. Or not really a long time. I made Roblox videos. Wasn't very good at it, I don't think, but I mean, I'm gonna stop doing all this self-deprecation stuff. I made Roblox content. It was fun. I like that. Lumion Legacy was always great. That's what most people know me for here. But a while ago I stepped away from that because the community was toxic and Lumion Legacy wasn't very reliable. The developers didn't really stick with it. But the main reason I made game content is because I absolutely love video games. That is my passion. That was like I grew up playing the Wii with my brothers, Mario Kart and Wii Sports. Got into making or playing games when my Xbox One. Fortnite a lot was like my main focus. I loved playing Fortnite with friends and my brothers. But then I got into like it must have been Red Dead Redemption was the first like story game I seriously played, and that was like my a change in everything. I absolutely loved that game, and ever since then I've wanted to make that. So creating content for me was really just a out for me trying to do something with video games because I knew I wanted to do that. Um, was my career. I want my career to be something with video games, but I didn't know what it was until I realized I could just make them myself. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I am currently studying computer science and game design at Miami University in Ohio, not the Florida one. And I hope to make a career out of this someday. So this is my first ever devlog. I'm doing it on this, or I guess dev stream. I'm doing it on Beefy because I have more subscribers here, and I'm hoping to bring some attention to my developer account where I will upload my first devlog once it's finished, and probably do some more streams about this game I'm making. It's I'm going to go by Philosofox over there. It's in the description, the title. Subscribe to me there. Follow my socials. I would love to talk to you guys and get feedback on my games, and also just maybe build up a following. It'd be awesome to be able to pair my content creation, past and middle and high school, with what I want to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, I'm gonna start uploading stuff there, but I just want to make this first stream here. Um, what is a diff? So I haven't streamed in a while, so some things might not be the best right now. How do I change keyframe frequency? Give me 1 minute. Maybe YouTube will stop yelling at me. Doesn't seem to want to stop yelling at me. Oh, is it because my... That's fun. Let me just lower the bit rate, maybe. Well, I hope this isn't an issue. Desktop. Test. Stream is okay on my end. If anybody is in chat and is having issues with buffering, please let me know. I'm not seeing any issues, but if there are, I would be grateful to know about them. Or appreciative to know about them, I guess. But yeah. So today I'm just gonna be working on my game. That I've been working on for a little bit. I used to be a Unity developer. And I probably still will make games in Unity just because people I know still use it, game jams and stuff. It might be useful. And it's what a lot of people are versed with. But I used Unity for a while, and then the whole Unity greed thing happened, and a lot of people lost trust with it, and I sort of lost a little trust with it. So I know there was never really I didn't think there was ever really a chance for me to get to a point where I'd be selling my games on Unity. But you know, it's not really comforting to have that like corporate CEO vibe behind it. So I was looking for alternatives. I still use Unity for most of my first year of college anyway. And then I met a friend, and he recommended I try Godot. That's how he learned game development, and that's what he still uses today. And I kind of wrote it off. I didn't really think too much about it, but uh, eventually he kept pressuring, and I tried it, and I absolutely love it. I think Godot, if you are a um, if you are a a prospective game developer, someone who wants to get into making games, I recommend trying Godot. It is an incredibly like intuitive game development engine, in my opinion. Um, and like using it for a little bit, I have like this view that it's like it has a lot of opportunity, but it also has some things that like are missing. But still, it's like it's just a very good game engine. I think it's very good for beginners. The tree node based system is intuitive, so yeah, I very much recommend trying it. It's very fun. Um, and this is the game I'm making. I call it Mountain Goat Simulator. I think that's the name I will stick with. You are essentially a little mountain goat climbing a mountain, as mountain goats do, and your goal is to reach the top. Well, multiple different kinds of hazards will try and knock you off. So right now, this is what I got. Little guy right here. And much faster than he will be. This is just for testing purposes. But climb the mountain, get to different sections. And once you reach the top, you get a little celebration. This is the... So every now and then, as you're climbing the mountain, a bird will appear or some wind will hit you. And then there will be a little mini game you have to fight against, kind of like a quick time event sort of thing. And right now, that's if you get hit by something, you just freeze. But that's what I'm working on today. So, you will get to that. So I have a little organization thing here. It's called Trello. It's a nice little interface. organize my thoughts. I've seen people use it. So today I just changed the flag sprite so far. Um, I changed it from a really crappy thing to a flag right here. Gonna still be working on it, probably make it animated. But right now, for the time being, I want to create my QuickTime event minigame. So I have put a little bit of thought into how I'm gonna do this, but I'm not exactly 100% sure yet. So we're going to figure this out together. I am still a beginner dev. I'm not the greatest. I have never claimed to be a fighter. But yeah, I like learning and I like figuring this stuff out, and I still have 6 more semesters to learn comp sci principles and everything in my college and online and stuff. So yeah, I'm having fun with it, and that's what we're gonna be doing today. So we need to do we need to do this in the what are we doing? Create the QTE minigame. So this will be happening on the player because when the player gets hit by stuff, where is it happening? Yes. So when the player gets hit by the bird, or this can also be called from like a wind when I add the wind, or I don't know, whatever the other hazards will be. Maybe a boulder will fall nearby and shake up the level. But yeah, so this is what we need to do. The player freezes and the animation stops. And now my thought process here was to have the goat kind of like rotate sporadically, and your goal is to keep something within some lines, or just basically stop it from tipping too far, or else it will die. Maybe I will just have the goat rotate sporadically, and the rotation isn't linked to the isn't linked to how the goat's doing, but yeah. So let's think. How do we want to do this? There's a lot of interaction that needs to happen here. I haven't really done much with interaction outside of player movement and collisions, but the player needs to actively be pressing something and the game needs to be responding to that. So what are we doing here? So I may need a new scene for this. And wondering how we do this. What do we do here? So one of my thoughts is we have just like a UI element that is actively changing as we're pressing stuff. There's also we could do a 2D thing where a 2D scene where something's moving in the 2D space. How do we that the UI would be the most simple, but I don't know if that's the most ideal, most optimized way of doing things. I'm just trying to fix the stream stability. seems to be a little issues here. But yeah, so let's start. Let me make an interactive UI kind of. I guess we just start messing around. I think messing around a new scene is probably our best bet. So we will name this QTE overlay. And then make sure that's in the right. Why is that there? UI style. Oh yeah, this is shader. Don't want that. I guess we'll just add a new folder. Shaders. Okay. This in my scenes. We have QTE overlay. I wonder if there's like a node. We could do I don't know if animation player. This is going to be like an actual live updating element. Like I'm thinking of having a. Why is my code so commented out? I assume you mean my player script. This is just a big explanation of what I did here. I was trying to figure out how to make the goat lean. Oh, I gotta ask this. I was trying to figure out how to make the goat like lean a certain. What are you talking about? Oh, it's running still. So yeah, I was trying to figure out how to make my player like lean parallel with the ground. So I was looking online in some forums and I found some code that worked perfectly for what I needed to happen. So as you see, when I get on the slope, it rotates the player. So this is just a long explanation as to what I'm doing here. It was mostly for myself. I was just trying to like comprehend it, and then writing it out is something that helps me out. But basically, all this does is it gets like it detects I have a raycast on the player that detects the tile underneath the player, and it sets the tile identifier to a function call that basically gets to see the tile underneath the player. If the collision with the raycast is the tile map, it gets the tile at the chord on the tile map, the coordinate that the raycast is detecting. And then I get the like the custom cell tile data and assign it to a tile variable. Then I return the data layer, a custom data layer on that data layer on that tile that's a 0, 1, and 3 or 0, 1, and 2 to detect what angle of tile it is. So if it's a 0, that means it's a flat tile. If it's a 1, it's a 45 angle tile. And if it's a 2, it's a 25-degree angle tile. And I just, I don't really have any 45-degree angle tiles. I did when I was making this, but now I don't. So, yeah, that's just still kind of there in case I wanted to add that. But basically, I set the rotation to -25, and then if the raycast collider, like if the Celamon is flipped, then I need to flip the rotation of the player. Which isn't the greatest way of doing that, but like, you know, that works for my game. If I need to fix it, I can go back and mess with that. That's not too crazy. But yeah, this is just a long explanation for that. Mostly for myself. Yeah. This is just the default like player movement script. But yeah, so trying to figure this out. I think honestly it might just be better for like testing purposes to change this to a 2D kind of thing. I'm thinking of having a little, just get like a shape. That'd be a, yeah, I guess I could just do a sprite. There's got to be like a box kind of thing where I can. I can't use collision shape. That'd be a way to. Polygon 2D. That might work. This is rectangle 2D, right? No. Yeah, that works. Okay, we'll start with this. Okay. Probably isn't what I need. Honestly, I think a sprite that's just a box would work better. Just add a sprite. Just do a. Not that one. What I want to do. Image texture? Question mark? No. Also, you weren't being rude at all. Don't worry about that. I love answering questions and people asking questions. I am not experienced at all. I will be. I mean, I do like think I'm worse than I am, probably, but I am still very much a beginner at Godot and game dev in general. So any critiques are taken as constructive criticism, unless you are just being an asshole. But you are not, I promise. You are alright. Okay, I have no idea what I need here. Like you'd think a polygon would be can be filled with a certain color, but where is the polygon? I'm just not sure. Fill this with random. This is like a gradient thing. No, not 1D. Huh. Why is it that when I start the stream, it doesn't seem to want to like create points? Huh. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh! Duh. Alright. Well, that's how you do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's very big. Yes, yes, I understand. Very big. Okay, that's cool. We don't want to manually do that though. Very internal vertex. Can I delete these vertexes? Okay, that works. I want to make... We're going to make these grid snap. Okay. So that means this first... There we go. Gotta... all these guidelines. There we go. And then the texture can be reset. Just want a white bar for now. Okay. Just really tiny. No, it's not even there. Interesting. Because we got rid of the texture. Might be. I don't think it would. I have so much to learn if that was. Where did our little guy go? Okay. Oh, it's just really big? Or no, it's just all the way over here. Hold on, can we like transform? I'm gonna What? What? Now, I know that sounds bad. Okay. So the note, it's just... Huh. Weird. This is interesting. I don't know how this works. So there's no offset. When I do scale it up, tiles and the degree angle and a table array. That's true. Yeah, that would work. Right now, yeah, I have a match case to detect what holy crap. Really? Oh god. Was that on my end or your end? But yeah, that could work because how Godot works here, how I'm using it, is I have the tile map, I have the tile set. If you go to paint and I go to I have a custom data called ground type, and basically all I'm doing is detecting if it's a 2, then I'm getting that custom data and I'm seeing if it's a 0 or a 2 and using a match case. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. But if it's a 0 or a 2, then it'll change the rotation. So I am assuming that's kind of what you're saying. Um, because then in the script, I just have it, I mean, because I'm getting the tile, and then getting the cell, which is each individual tile on the game, like these orange squares. But okay. This is not working. So this seems a bit roundabout. We're going to try. That's not what I want to do. Need to change you. Let's try making this a UI thing. The container, I wonder. Probably, no, we don't want to do a container. Panel could work. Let's try a panel. Where do we? Yes, we need to change the. Where is it? Oh, there's something for this. I know there is. To the game, you're still in the editing scene. Wait, is it not? Oh, yeah, when I play the game, it doesn't show, does it? It could do that, right? Ah, yeah, that is a problem. I mean, I guess that's not the biggest thing. I mean, I could switch it to just the whole display. Just capture the monitor. Um, yeah. Well, if I really want to show you the game, if I play the game, I can actually just create a new scene here. Do display. Um, I want to do display capture. There we go. So yeah, that should. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, this is the game. Um, just to reiterate. So you're just a goat. His speed's much faster for testing purposes than it will be. But yeah, when you get on these platforms, it rotates. And it works perfectly for what I'm doing. So, but think about updating the goat sprite, but right now I'm just trying to get the minigame functionality working. Yeah, and then every now and then there will be a hazard that shows up. So for now, like this bird flies across. This is what I have for that. You'll freeze, and after a few seconds, there'll be some like really intense music or something, and you'll have to like mash the keyboard or hit specific buttons to keep your goat on the mountain, or else you'll fall off and lose and reset the title. But yeah, that's about it for that. Do that. Perfect. All right. So we want to do this. We want to resize this. Theme overrides. That's what we need. Panel. New style box. make this. I know we want flat. Yes, there we go. I'll have this be white for now. And make it pretty thin. See what this looks like in game. That'll work. All right. I think this would be good as just a part of the UI here. And when I need it, I'll just enable it. Pop it in. And then I'm thinking, see, I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to make this a mini game. I was thinking having a like a little green bar, kind of if you think of like if any of you guys know um um Pizzeria Simulator, Finest of Freddy's, the basketball mini game where you have to hit a button at the right time to keep an arrow within a box, and each time you get it right, it gets smaller and smaller. And it gets more difficult as you go. I'm trying to find an image here. I'm not seeing one. Or I was also thinking like kind of see, I kind of want to make it feel like you're rotating the player, like you're trying to keep it within a certain bound. So I'm thinking maybe like arrow keys A and D or something to keep a line, kind of like Stardew Valley fishing mini game. That might be what I want to do here. That the fishing mini game that is notoriously difficult, especially for the like more difficult fish. So like you have to keep this fish symbol within this green line. The green line moves up and down. And it's like the when you're moving the fish, it like slides a lot. Or no, the fish is moving up and down. You have to move the green bar within it. But something like that. So thinking, how do we do that? That is an interesting concept. There has to be something where we keep the thing in bounds. So we need three elements here. We need the background that is going to hold on to the like keep the elements within its bounds. We need the box that we need to keep the arrow in, and we need the object that will show where your arrow is. So you move that with A and D or something, and yeah. There's a bit of buffer on my stream. All right. But yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. Now, how we do that, I'm not too sure. It might be better to make the actual minigame first. But I feel like having the... Think about that for a second. The order I do this in doesn't really matter, but it might be better to do one before the other. Because I can make the minigame. And then, like, I can make the minigame and then connect it to my visual element. Or I can make the visual element and then get the minigame to it, which would probably be easier, right? Because if I have the UI element, then all I need to do is... I'd rather have the way to visualize I'm doing here. So I guess the first step would be make this all work with code. So maybe just get an arrow moving left and right within these bounds. I think that's a good idea. So let's add a node. I think we can have this be a child of this. And we'll make this the arrow. I guess what we could do here is just make a sprite for this. And then add a collision or a raycast. Some bare bone idea here. If we have a raycast detecting where it is, these bounds. Wait, don't be that there. Honestly, yeah, all we need to do is keep it within the bounds of the background and then detect if the raycast is within the bounding box, the green element in the Stardew Valley example. So yeah, let's get and for the sprite, we'll just use we'll use my old flag, I guess. Yeah, let's just make something real quick. Let me go a sprite. Get out of here. The Discord. Let me mute Discord real quick. Hold on. There we go. 2. Turn off just a second. All right. So yeah, we will do that big. We'll just do 32 by 32 for. I'll do 16 by 16. Never mind. We're doing 32. I lied. All right. And then little outline. Thinking like just a rough idea, kind of something like. Oh, that's why you don't do one stroke. Right. Something like this. So if we damn it, why am I keeping doing that? God dang. Shoot dang it. So we can just copy this side. Dip it. Dip. So that's what this does, right? Oh, over here? I forgot how to flip things. The horizontal. Yes. Okay. And get out of this. Desktop notifications are still on. All right. And I think I'm going to widen this a bit. It's not quite right. I think it's a little too... Honestly, we could just do like a triangle kind of thing. Or maybe just a sharper angle in here. I think that might be the reason. Just like... This needs to be... Like that. And then just fill this brighter red. That's some darker red for highlight. All right, stop. All right, just gonna... All right, really, like I never claimed to be an artist, but it's fine. It's like a helicopter leaf or propeller seat or whatever they are. That kind of looks good. We're getting somewhere with that. I do like that. Instantly looks better. It kind of looks like it's on an angle almost. Wonder if we should put like some stuff going down the side here. Don't need all that thickness. Yeah. That's something, I guess. Doesn't need to be perfect, especially for now. I mean, I say that, but then again, I'm just not gonna ever do it if I keep saying that. You know, there we go. Mm. That's good for now, I guess. Um, yeah, just do that instead. It's because it's not a symmetrical thing, honestly. Oh, I hate even numbers. A QTE arrow. I wonder what it would look like if we just do a flat kind of thing here with like some bump in the middle. Mm. I don't like that as much. I do like this kind of vibe better. There's me. I think that's better. Um, maybe. These just still feel a bit too far apart. If we like extend this out. And then fill this. That might be better. No, because I don't look like a. Yeah, it kind of just looks like saggy almost. I have to lower that. Yeah. At this point, I'm just flattening things out. Okay, let's just export this for now, I guess. Yeah. Export as PNG is fine. It is fine. Godot. Yeah, I'm doing just one more. I'm doing a stream on. This is my Roblox account. This is where I made Roblox videos and streams. If you want to see more of my dev stuff, follow me or subscribe to me at philosofoxdev on pretty much everything. I have them all in the description. Apart from capitalization, it's pretty much the same. Philosofox, Philoso Fox Dev. Yeah, open to have some fun making stuff. I have some other game ideas already lined up. I'm going to participate in, if you guys know who Brackies is, he's hosting a game jam, I think the end of July, and then Game Maker's Toolkit, if you know who he is. Check them both out if you haven't. But there's also a jam hosted by him. I'll be participating in those. I have ideas for games personal, games with my brother, with some friends. And I also have some ideas for some computer science stuff, like web development I want to do. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing it all on Philosofox. My quality will hopefully just only get better over time. But yeah. So we will, what are we doing? We need the texture or the sprite. That's going to be in here. Put that in my assets. I guess I can go alone for now. Wide. You're long. I need Deltarune fans. Taking too long. Yeah, I guess we'll have like that arrow sprite going back and forth. So let's see if we can figure out a way to move it within the bounds of our box. Because we don't want to have to set up some arbitrary boundary. That's not good practice. We want to have the bounds of our box here be the bounds the arrow can travel in, so that we can have it kind of bounce off and be a difficult mini game. So how would we do that? We could do it kind of like brute force, where the raycast is not detecting. But is there a way to get the panels like area. I mean, honestly, that is colliding thing might work, but let's check. Where's the documentation? We got style box. Yeah, the issue with using GUI elements is that they're really meant just to display. They're not meant for code to go inside. They're not really meant to like be detected. Um, we could let's try this. If we do test, and we'll just do a node here. Or actually, it's not gonna be a node. Recast has its own thing here. Yeah, we could just in here script for our script here. We can just do print. Actually, let's just do some ready. Print. No, honestly, some music would make this better. I know we need. I'll get some. I go in a second. Hit collider. And we'll put this under a while true. We can just keep it going. Let me put it in the scene, but yeah, and then we'll wait. Create timer. Do it for like half a second. Time. So we're not spamming our output. Let me get some. Spotify going. Copyright free. Okay. A little bit lower. Let me know if that's a bit too loud. I think this is fine. Then we will drag this in to TE overlay. It's null. Interesting. So it's not detecting that? I wonder, hold on, if we go to recast with areas. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's panel is not what we're gonna want because it's not really a thing. So in that case, we're going to change this into a node 2D. We could still have the panel just for display purposes. That might be what we need, but then in here, we can attach a like a area 2D. We want its ordering to be higher so we can actually see it. Oh, we need a shape for it. That's what I mean. So, yeah, collision shape. Well, we don't need the area if we have a collision shape, right? Unless it Collision shape requires parent. I think it does. Yeah. So we need to make this. Well, can't we just make the area 2D have a... Okay. Ugh. Okay, backspace, thank you. Up there, up there. Collision shape can be a rectangle. Area. Visibility. I need a shade around it. Texture, maybe? Alright, well, we at least can just do this. Set your size. It doesn't need to be perfect, honestly, but that'll work. Nice thing. See, this isn't a good option, I don't think. It'd be easier just to resize the panel to fit it. Yeah, that's why I don't think this is the best idea. We need like an actual body this to collide with. Also, the scaling with the mouse in Godot is so heckin' tedious, man. Yeah. So we definitely need something different. Anyway, this should just work. I mean, it's close. Two. Yeah. So wonder if there's a way. Is there a node that we can add to like show stuff? I feel like material is what we want. Unless it... No, we don't want a shader because I don't know how to do shaders yet. There should just be a shape node, right? There should be like a geometry node. Or shape. Like, we want. I feel like a polygon is what we want, but they just seem so finicky. Why is there no... It's so interesting. Works. I kind of wish it was just centered. Attach this to that. Fucking. It should line up better. If we get the reset position, scale. Okay. Dude, I'm just having the same fucking issue. Okay. If we move this like... That's perfect. You see here of our decimals. Then unlink our scale. That might help us out. Yeah, no. It's just decimals. Boom. Look at that. Perfect. And if we move this around, it scales with it. All right. Now, why it does this, I don't know. But I think this is a step in the right direction. We're going to reset our position world and kind of bring it up here. This needs to be higher in the order. Yes. Okay. Because, like, my issue with it is there's not really like an origin here, so I'm just making it, and it doesn't seem to scale exactly where it should be scaling. Because I'm just making it an open space. I have no reference. If I could, have an origin here, I feel like I'd be able to have a better reference. Whatever. I'm not gonna mess with it. I guess it'll work. We can scale this on the Y. I mean the X. And then play area 2D. So that is our collider. Now I wonder if there's a way to get the bounds of the area 2D. This polygon is just our visual. So it should show up as just white. I don't know if you're still here, Cloverus, but thank you for stopping by the way. I very much appreciate it. And this will look way better. But what I want to do is when the player starts moving, you control this with A and D. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I think it'll belong better in here. We can get scaled down, like, better visually. Okay, well, whatever. Oh my god. Just move it. There we go. Alright, so we need here. Alright. How do we get the bounds of an area? I wonder if... Hmm. I'm not quite sure. Oh man. Okay. Alright, well, I'm rather hungry. And I clearly need to do some research before I really get too deep into making this thing. I don't want these to just be streams or videos of me looking up stuff. So I'm going to look into this and may come back on stream. And kind of like, I'm not just gonna look at a solution and then do the solution on stream. I'm gonna look up a way and ideas of how to do this, and then, you know, work on that on stream. I'd rather, if I'm going to stream, I'd rather be entertaining and have some sustenance to it. But yeah, apologize if it wasn't the most entertaining, if this wasn't very productive. I am still a beginner. I am trying my best. But I'm going to look into this today. I'll probably post how I figured it out online on my socials, my Twitter, maybe my Instagram as well. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for chatting, Cloverist. I appreciate it, and further streams will be on Philosofox. I don't know if I'll do many over here, but yeah, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, and have a good one.